I was doing research on what people are interested in watching when it comes to high yield savings accounts and financial institutions, and I found that there is interest in comparing SoFi, aka social finance, and CIT Bank. So I decided to make this video, and I want to share my perspective here and findings as someone who has been using high yield savings accounts over the last couple of years after I ended up paying $215,000 of debt a couple of years ago with my wife. So the high yield savings accounts that I've been using are for emergency fund, also for a house, for a car, and also because we knew that we needed the access and the flexibility that high yield savings accounts offer, because as opposed to certificate of deposits or putting your money in the stock market and other investments, a high yield savings account is easy to access and you can reach out for that money any time of the day. So with that being said, as an engineer myself, I develop a certain set of requirements that can help us filter through the noise, that can help us identify what to look for when we are looking at high yield savings accounts. We are looking at all of this over here, a competitive APY, no monthly fees or minimum deposit, easy access and interface, also FDIC insurance or NCUA for credit unions of at least $250K, a withdrawal frequency of at least 6 times per month. Also, human customer service, no hidden requirements. Also, at the end of the day, the branding, like the warm and fuzzy feeling that you get of confidence, comfort, trust when you bank or when you start a relationship with an institution or anybody for that matter. So these are the things that, generally speaking, we are going to be going over, and we're going to be comparing these two organizations, Social Finance and CIT Platinum. Now, I want to make the distinction here because CIT Platinum, CIT, the bank itself, has multiple tiers of high yield savings accounts. And the highest one they offer is a 5.05% APY. That's probably the one that has gotten your interest. That's the one that you are looking into perhaps. But they do have another one that is a Savings Connect, which is right here at the bottom, and I'm showing the screen right now, which that one only requires $100 to open. It offers lower interest of right now is at 4.65%. I want to make the distinction here because I am not comparing the Savings Connect tier of CIT Platinum. I'm comparing the best product they offer when it comes to high yield savings account per se. Another thing to keep in mind here, another housekeeping item, is the fact that the interest rate here is going to vary depending on what the Federal Reserve is doing. Okay, so with all that out of the way, my friends, let's look into the APY and of course the interest. That's the first thing that we, generally speaking, all look into when we are considering high yield savings accounts. So SoFi comes a little bit behind here. You have a 4.6% APY as of February 2022, and CIT Platinum tier has a 5.05%. Now, these two organizations don't just give you the interest rate just because you open an account with them. Depending on how you look at it, it could be a drawback because there are other organizations out there that do offer the advertised interest rate with any amount of money that you open. They don't have a minimum balance or they don't have requirements. Like, for example, SoFi requires you to have direct deposit in order to qualify for the 4.6%. I do have an account with SoFi and CIT, by the way, or you get a 1.2% if you don't set up direct deposit with SoFi. Now, when it comes to CIT Platinum, they do offer 5.05% with $5,000 minimum balance. So you have to have $5,000 in your account in order to qualify for the 5.05%. I did open an account with CIT just for research purposes to check out what they offer, like what the interface is like, and I'm gonna go over that here in a few seconds. If you don't have $5,000 in your CIT bank, then you have an APY of 0.25%. That's rough. That's a very, very low. When it comes to account opening bonus, I was doing research here, and with SoFi, you can get right now up to $325. So how do you get this number? You can get $50 bonus if you have a direct deposit between $1,000 and $5,000. It's $4,999, or $300 if you have a $5,000 direct deposit or more. You do get an extra $25 if you decide to open an account with a link in the description. Now, when it comes to CIT Platinum, I was doing research on this, and right now they don't have these bonuses available to the public, but it doesn't mean that they don't offer them or they haven't offered them, or they won't offer them in the future. So there's a big difference here between these two organizations if that's something that really persuades you to make a difference when it comes to banking with a new organization. Now, when it comes to FDIC insurance, SoFi offers the insurance up to $2 million. So if you want to put that much money in a high-yield savings account, then maybe SoFi, it's a better option when it comes to FDIC insurances. CIT offers the standard up to $250K. Probably most people who are at least watching this video would be okay with the insurance of $250K. And if you need the SoFi insurance, then my friend, you are doing very well. Bless you. Salud. When it comes to minimum deposits, here is the difference between SoFi and the CIT platform, because these two organizations do have requirements. SoFi doesn't require you to have a minimum deposit. However, you need to have a direct deposit attached to your SoFi account to get the APY to begin with. So at that point, your minimum deposit becomes your direct deposit, if you really think about it. Now, CIT Platinum, it does have a minimum deposit of $100. I'll open my account with $100 for research purposes. It's very easy. Both of these organizations, the opening account process is fairly simple, straightforward. You just enter all your info, get signed up in a few minutes. Now, when it comes to maintenance fees, none of these organizations have maintenance fees. That's, of course, a plus. Now, let's talk about account access. Now, there's some differences here between SoFi and CIT Platinum, because SoFi offers you the very standard online, mobile. If you have a checking account, which by the way, with SoFi, you automatically get signed up for a checking account when you sign up for a high yield savings account, and you could access your high yield savings account through your checking. SoFi partners with Allpoint, which has thousands of ATMs all over the country, which is a little different from CIT. CIT offers the standard access of online, mobile, and also if you do open an e-checking, that's the way they call it, you get an ATM card, but you don't have a wide number of ATMs like SoFi does, because CIT has no ATM machines, and although they don't charge you fees for using other people's ATMs, it doesn't mean that other banks will not charge you a fee for using that. If you are only looking for a savings account and just set it and forget it, don't worry about it, then I wouldn't worry about the ATM. I'm not worried about the ATM fee or accessing my money. I can deal with just transferring it to my bank where I do all my checking and everything else. So personally, I am not worried about ATM, but it may be a big deal for you. When it comes to making deposit, of course, SoFi offers the regular bank transfer, direct deposit, wire transfer, e-check, cash, and ATM. When it comes to CIT, you do get bank transfers, direct deposits, wire transfers, e-checks, and of course, also, by the way, they do offer mailing checks as an option. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that's great. I decide to bank with one of these organizations. How long does my money take to get transferred from my account at these organizations to an external bank? It takes nominally, I mean on average, for SoFi 2 to 3 business days, and CIT mentions on their website that they can take up to 2 business days. Now, one of the things that I shared here in my last video, sometimes I want to say these banks take less than advertised. It has to do with the fact that maybe you transfer your money on a business day within business hours, so they're able to process the transaction a little bit more quickly than if you make a transaction, let's say, on a Saturday or on a holiday. Then at that point, everything gets processed in the next business day, and it takes a couple of days to make that happen. Banks are a little bit conservative when they mention these date ranges, which is good of a personal opinion, because then they are, in a sense, under-promising and over-delivering. Both of these organizations, by the way, they do offer checking and savings. Now, the one difference with SoFi is that they are a lot more than a checking and savings. They also offer loans. They also offer investing tools. Now, a couple of other last factors that I want to compare here with you is the branding. I talked about the reputation, the warm and fuzzy feeling that you get when you bank with an organization. When it comes to SoFi, it was founded back in 2011 by a couple of people out of Stanford. And CIT, it was founded in 1908. So CIT itself has been around for a long time, and it was acquired by First Citizens Bank, which, by the way, was founded in 1898. And this relationship between First Citizens and CIT was completed in 2022. A lot of history here. They went through a lot of recessions, so you could tell there's some type of a strength in the pedigree of this organization. With that being said, Then the last couple of things that I want to share here with you is the number of withdrawals allowed per month. Then SoFi has no limit and you can make as many withdrawals as you want on a monthly basis. And CIT Platinum also has no limit. However, you do have to keep the minimum balance of $5,000 if you want to keep your APY. And of course, these two organizations do offer human customer service that you can reach out to. Okay, so let me know in the comments, by the way, which one of these is for you. So when it comes to SoFi, you have a APY of 4.6% with direct deposit. You have a high bonus of up to $325. No minimum deposit, no monthly fees. You also get FDIC insurance up to $2 million. And also it's good tools for checking and savings. They also have these vaults where you can have multiple savings within one account, and that way you can save for different things. Maybe you want to go on a trip from a sabbatical, you want to buy a house, car, and it's also a little bit more versatile. That's the way I personally see it. Now, when it comes to CIT Platinum, you do have a higher APY of 5.05% as of right now with $5,000. There's also no bonus. There's a minimum deposit of $100. There's no monthly fees. There's also FDIC insurance of up to $250,000. And it's a raw savings account. That's the way I personally see CIT. So which one would I recommend to my mom? If my mom is looking for a cash signing bonus of up to $325, as long as you meet those direct deposit requirements, by the way, make sure you check those. Also, if my mom is looking for higher FDIC insurance, so if my mom is loaded, it's got like good money to put in a high yield savings, then there's more power to her. That's awesome. If she wants more options or tools or investing, savings, flexibility of ATMs and products with checking, then SoFi would be a better fit for her. But if you're looking for, hey, my mom is looking just for the highest interest possible. She has more than $5,000 to start, and she just wants this like raw, basic, no bells and whistles, just high interest. Which, by the way, that's my perception as somebody who has used both of these organizations. I've taken a look at the interfaces, and SoFi has a lot more tools than what I personally can see from CIT. Now, I did get a notification from CIT that there could be more features available to me, more benefit, the longer of the relationship I have with them. So maybe it's just the fact that I'm new to the organization that I'm not able to see some things they offer. But I want to say here that CIT is very just basic, raw. You get what you get, it's your savings, and that's just what they do. They do offer a couple other products, but nothing really stood out to me as much as what is with SoFi, which undoubtedly has a lot more features and products to offer. So if you're looking for versatility, then hey, I'm sure you already know who your answer would be for that. With that being said, let me know, which one would you consider for yourself? Which one would you recommend to your mom? Let me know in the comments which your pick is, or maybe you're considering another organization. Let me know which one it is in the comments below. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Like this video and subscribe to the channel.